Today's Upskill Tuesday, we'll be talking about Google AI Studio. A lot of people don't actually know the capability of Google AI Studio. So some are conversant with normal LLMs like ChatGPT, Claude, and the like. But Google AI Studio actually encompasses a lot more. Like just as the name signifies, a studio, you have the light, you have the mic, you have so many things. So it's more like Google's way of kind of streamlining or combining so many things in one place. And let's quickly move now to Google AI Studio, and then I'll just give you a brief rundown of all you would see. You could go to the home section up here. So when you click on home, it just takes you and gives you an overview of what's going on. Then if you're logged in, it would show you some of the um, projects you've been working on using Google API, that's Gemini API, right? Then it tells you what's new, create a video, and all. But let's move on to the playground. That's where we have more business. Now, on the playground section, you have multiple overviews of what you can do. Now, presently, why I love Google AI Studio, some of the things we actually do using normal prompt, and we like maybe on ChatGPT or Gemini, and you have to tell it, okay, you are this, you are this. If you use Google AI Studio, you can actually cut that up. Like for example, let's say I want to debug using ChatGPT or Claude, and then I have to say, okay, you a senior programmer with this and this and this and these skills. You know how to do this. You know all those stuff to give directive. Like you want to streamline the prompt results. You can actually do that in Google AI Studio in a different way. Those particular rules and regulation you give are called system prompt. And if you've seen in ChatGPT, sometimes when you give a certain rule and then you tell it abide by this rule, it almost looks as though it's saving the rule, right? But in Google AI Studio, here's how you do it. It's called system instruction, right? So in the system instruction, it's a kind of prompt, but slightly different from the normal prompt. You're right. So here, what you're actually doing is that you're giving it personality, right? You're giving it skills, you're giving it experience. So that's what you're doing with system prompt. So you're telling, let's say for example, you're telling it, okay, you're skilled in CapCut, you can do this, you can do that. Okay, let me just make a short system prompt, right? So I want to create a new instruction. I could just say, um, you are a professional, a professional video, yeah, video editor, message or teaching across. You don't use curse words. So now this is actually the system prompt for this system, and I would just save this. I could name it, and so I'll call it CapCut. CapCut Professional. Alright, so it's saved, and that is that. So that's my system prompt. You're a professional. Now, what this does is every message I send here, every chat I make here will be streamlined to CapCut. So even if you're a programmer and you're having challenges with maybe programming a particular programming language, you could actually come here and put this as a system prompt that okay, you're skilled in this and this debugging and then it's going to streamline your replies. Then also temperature, you're talking about the flexibility, right, that the system has. So you want it to be very flexible, right? Do things itself. So it's called temperature. How much flexibility or autonomy do you give to it? Then high thinking and the like. So you can actually set your media resolution there. Your API keys are here. Safety setting, you can set your safety setting. If how long do you want your output or the output messages to be, you can do that. Also, you can let it run code, execute the code. And so these are just normal other instructions you can set. Grounding with Google, what you're actually saying in instances, whatever search is doing, it must actually confirm through Google that it's actually real and it's valid. But then here's one feature I personally use in Google AI Studio. It's the streaming feature. You can actually ask it anything, right? Now, say you put a system prompt, and or say you're actually learning how to use CapCut, for example, or you want to understand in depth on how to um, on what is going on your screen or anything. You could use this feature here. I personally love this feature. Real time. I normally use it to stream my screen, especially when I'm stuck learning a new AI tool. Sometimes when I'm stuck somewhere, so I'll just literally use it now for CapCut. And so when this is clicked, so I could talk voice through the voice note to it. I could let it use my webcam. Now, what I love about this, let's say you're doing something and or you want to fix a laptop, you want to fix a gadget, you want to know um what something is used for, you want to know the name of a plant, something like that, you could use the webcam feature here. So when you use the webcam feature, you could allow the AI to gain access to your webcam and it will be seeing what you're seeing. So you could literally be showing you, be like, what is the RAM? Where is the RAM of this system located? And you're using your webcam, it will point it out to you. Or then you're asking, where is the SSD located? It will point it out to you. What's the name of this plant? Some of those things. So you can use the webcam feature. Now, this is the one I use often, especially when I'm learning. It's called the shared screen. So when I click the share screen, it gets access to my present screen, and I can then ask it questions from there. So um, before before I do that, let me quickly open to CapCut, and let's see what we can get done. Yeah, here's CapCut. I thought I just saw it now. So I'm opening to CapCut, right? And let's say I'm stuck with something, and maybe probably I want to edit a new video. So let me just quickly select a new video, and okay. So say I want to edit a new video on CapCut, or maybe edit a picture or something else, and I'm getting stuck. While that is happening, I would come back to my notebook LM, and then I want to share my screen. Let's say I'm getting stuck. I want to learn how to do overlay on CapCut, but I don't know how to do overlay. So I want to do that now. And also need I mention that you can actually change the voice you want, the media resolution. You can make it thinking mode, you can put thinking budget so that you don't exhaust all your coins, because they give you about 1 million plus token. So you can virtually use this for free for a very long time. And yeah, that's that. Every other thing is actually based on your personal need. So let me go back to CapCut as new. I would yeah, I would just use this LinkedIn, and I would go and add a video. Let me quickly add a video. Okay. Okay, let's say I'm adding a short screen recording, yeah, like this one. And I don't really know how to use CapCut. I'm just saying, right? I don't really know how to do anything and I'm stuck. Then I would come here, even if I want to learn, I would share my screen, and so I would select which of the screens I want to share. Now, just stay with me. So I want to share CapCut screen, and it will act as my tutor. So what happens? So streaming is live, so I want to ask it if it can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, so I'm new to CapCut. I want to edit some videos on CapCut, but I don't really know how to start. So I'm new to CapCut. I want to edit some videos on CapCut.
No problem. A good starting point is to drag one of the video clips from the immediate section down into the timeline below. That's where you'll do most of your editing.
All right, so I've actually started. I've dragged the video down to the timeline. So what do I do from here? Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. You would click on this start recording for you. So I've actually dragged one of those, but I want to learn how to do overlay. and edit it better. Can you run me through how each of the tools on CapCut actually works?
Sure. To create an overlay, just drag another video clip from the media section and place it on a track above the first one in the timeline. You can then use the tools above the timeline to adjust its size and position in the preview window. The different sections like audio, text, and effects on the left allow you to add those elements to your project.
Can you quickly just tell me where the overlay button is? How do I access the overlay button so that I can start doing the process? And also before that, I just want to adjust the color and maybe add a new audio to the video before I now start with the overlay.
To adjust the color, select the clip in the timeline and you'll find color settings in the right-hand panel. For adding audio, click the Audio tab on the left sidebar to browse and add tracks. Regarding overlays, remember it's done by dragging a second clip onto a new track above the current one.
How awesome is that? So I would stop live streaming. Now, where personally, I actually use this when I'm learning new AI too. Maybe I'm stuck somewhere. I remember one time when I was trying to do something with VLC. I was trying to initialize my GitHub and I was feeling stuck. So I just called Google AI Studio. They've made certain changes to it. Initially, then you just talk, but now you have to click and talk, right? So and I began to interact with it. So it was acting like a tutor because the system prompt I gave to it was that it was a professional programmer with all those skills I needed, and it was acting as a tutor and just guiding me through the whole process. Now you can actually do this with any app, whether you're learning Blender, whether you're learning a new IT, whether you're learning a new software, right? You can use this whether it's Photoshop or whatever. It can actually guide you through the process. And so personally that's one of the things I love Google AI Studio for. So let me check if there are other tools I can just go through here before I ground this particular class to a halt. And yeah, I will be going back now. Okay, so under the playground section, so I've covered this. These are just features you can actually use with Google AI Studio, and also you can actually get the Google API. So when you get the Google API, you can actually connect this to your project. For the first few months, you're going to have credit, so you might not pay for a long time, just as I said. So you can actually connect this to your project and work with it. So I'm actually excited. I just want to see what you will be able to do with this. I personally use this. I use it for certain research and some other stuff. So all those features you have, like create images, and you can actually do them here. You can choose various models here. So I'm excited to know what you can actually do with this, and I'm sure you've actually learned something, especially the real-time video. Oh, that's going to be a life changer. Or you can use the webcam when you're doing something, and it will be the AI becomes an extension of your eyes to guide you to make sure that you're doing the right thing. I hope people will not use this for surgery. Like, okay, how do I stitch up or place surgical precisions? You shouldn't attempt that. But maybe you're trying to fix a gadget or something. You can actually use the webcam features and you ask it, where is this? Where is this? This is not actually technical advice. I'm just suggesting what AIs are capable of doing. So that is that for today's upskill. See you next week. We're going to be covering a very interesting AI tool next week. So tell me, what part of this video really resonates with you? What is one thing you learned that you personally be implementing? Just let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, you can also let me know in the comment section. So for now, that is that on today's Upskill Tuesday. See you next week.